Rivers State is the best performing and most financially viable state in Nigeria today in terms of fiscal performance. A report by Budge IT, a highly respected non-governmental organization (NGO) which focuses on fiscal performances of both federal and state governments in the country, listed Rivers State at the top position ahead of four other states, namely Lagos, Anambra, Ebonyi, and Kebbi, in the fiscal performance ranking of states of 2020 and 2021. According to the Budge IT annual report on the state of states released on Monday, September 27, 2021, Rivers State once again topped the overall 2021 fiscal performance ranking, indicating that the fiscal fundamentals of this state, compared to others in the country, are more prudently managed. To put the ranking in its proper context and perspective, it is important to note that Budge IT is a civic tech organization leading the advocacy for transparency and accountability in Nigeria and three other African countries, and it has launched the 2020 edition of its annual State report entitled Fiscal Options for Building Back Better. This report is Budge IT's signature analysis that provides citizens, CSOs, stakeholders, and policymakers with robust insight on ways to implement financial and institutional reforms that will improve states' fiscal performance and sustainability levels. Gabriel Okewo, CEO, Budge IT, shedding more light on how the ranking was derived, said that for this year's report, the organization examines states' fiscal health using four metrics, namely the ability of states to meet their operating expenses with internally generated revenue and VAT, states' ability to cover their operating expenses and loan repayment with their total revenue, how much fiscal room states have to borrow more, and the degree to which each state prioritizes capital expenditure with respect to their operating expenses. The nitty-gritty of the report, as it concerns the excellent fiscal performance of Rivers State under the pragmatic leadership of Governor Nyesom Wike, highlights the critical areas that the state exhibited astute prudential management, to include the following. 1. Rivers State was top and one of only three states in the country that could meet their operating expenses obligations with a combination of their internally generated revenue (IGR) and value-added tax (VAT) as measured in Budge IT's Index A ranking. The others are Lagos and Anambra State. Rivers State came out top amongst five states which prioritized investment in infrastructure by spending more on capital expenditure than operating expenses. This analysis was based on each state's 2020 revenue, and the other states are Ebonyi, Anambra, and Cross River State in the south, and Kaduna State in the north. Thirdly, Rivers State, according to the NGO, was equally amongst 17 states which were still able to improve their investment in capital expenditure from 2019 levels despite fiscal constraints induced by COVID-19. Fourthly, the report identified states with the highest foreign debt that were significantly hit due to negative exposure to exchange rate volatility. The states are Lagos, Kaduna, Edo, Cross River, and Bauchi. Fifth, furthermore, Rivers State is not amongst the five states which accounted for more than half, that is 63.63% or 300.7 billion naira of the net year-on-year sub-national debt increase of 472.63 billion naira for all of the states between 2019 and 2020. The states are Lagos, Kaduna, Anambra, Benue, and Zamfara. The overwhelming import of this impeccable report is that Rivers State, under the brilliant financial management of Governor Wike, has once again emerged as the best prudently managed state in the country. Ironically, some self-styled leadership experts had gone to town with concocted and outdated figures, allegedly from the Debt Management Office (DMO), to claim that Rivers State was the second most indebted state in the country. This unpatriotic, shameful, and loquacious attempt to demarcate the state for cheap political recognition and tokenist gain was a very desperate attempt at misleading the people with misinformation. This was soon debunked by the DMO, the very establishment they alluded their misleading information to, which published the comprehensive debt profile of all the states and the federal government and confirmed that Rivers State was not even amongst the first 10 most indebted states in the country. This annual report has once again exposed the pernicious misinformation being peddled by the fake analysts who would deliberately prefer to turn a blind eye to the massive infrastructural development and the astute acumen with which Governor Wike is managing the state's resources, especially at a time when the global economy has been devastated by the COVID-19 pandemic. It is on record that for every project which the Governor Wike's administration has embanked, flyovers, dual carriage highways, educational institutions, campuses, healthcare facilities, agriculture, housing, sound filling, and reclamation of vast swatches of land in riverine communities across the length and breadth of the state, there has always been a structured payment schedule to ensure that no project is delayed as a result of funding constraints. Even those projects for which loan facilities have been sourced to execute, like the recently approved 25 billion naira loan from Zenith to the funding of the Oyigbo Afam Road, Chokocho Igbodo Road, and the 10th flyover in Port Harcourt and other projects, a servicing and loan repayment schedule which has ensured that the loan will be repaid within 18 months from the state internally generated revenue IGR has already been put in place. Indeed, the most impressive aspect of Governor Wike's fiscal prudence is the fact that the funds are clearly appropriated to define and verifiable projects like the Nambo Graham Douglas campus of the Nigerian Law School at Rumome, Port Harcourt, the Chokoko Igbodo Road in Eche local government area, the Oyibo Afam Road in Oyibo local government area, amongst others, which have been embanked for the recent 25 billion naira. Governor Wike has also been at the forefront of monitoring the pace of construction and implementation of these projects, with his hands-on, pragmatic, often spontaneous, on-the-spot assessment and verification visits to project sites to ensure that they are delivered to specifications and within the time frames stipulated for the project. It has therefore come as little or no surprise at all that the state has come out tops on the Budge IT Fiscal Performance Ranking of States for 2021. The reason for this is simple. Governor Wike's media touch in fiscal acumen and the strategic prudential discipline which had been the hallmark in the management of the state's financial resources. It is unparalleled and yielding fantastic reports. Governor Wike has always sounded it loud and clear that he has no reason to be shuttling Abuja, cap in hand, to go and beg for funds like some administrators do. He has left no one in doubt since he assumed office in May 2015 that he is not a lazy leader, but is well aware of his avowed pledge and commitment, both in action and comment, and is very determined not to leave any debt behind for the incoming administration in the state. Indeed, for a leader who has also kept faith with his pledge to Rivers people of his commitment not to leave any abandoned project behind for the next administration, as well as his promise to make sure that he delivers legacy projects to every local government area in the state, the obvious conclusion to be made is that Rivers State will continue to excel in its fiscal performance till the end of the tenure of Governor Wike's administration.